Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Russell Westbrook signed a 2-year deal, $6.8 million with the Nuggets. 2 years on there is not bad. 6.83 a year. I mean, it's kind of tough for Russell, who's been a superstar in this league, who's still capable of probably averaging a triple-double with the right usage, to be honest with you, making that type of money. But that Laker thing really hurt him, man. He never really recovered from that. Even playing well in the Clippers uniform in the playoffs didn't necessarily get him where he needed to be in terms of getting paid for the production that you know he's going to bring. Yeah? It's just, you just don't know if he's going to disappear or have issues in the uniform or whatever. So that's the concern, I think, for a lot of teams. They can use that as a means of kind of paying him vet minimum money, which on that contract for him, to be honest with you, can really help your basketball team. The problem the Lakers had with him, he was playing poorly and he was on a $47 million contract, which means you didn't have other talent in his stead. You see him making $6 million. Even at $6 million for 3 a year, whatever he does is like icing on the cake. Easy to waive if it becomes a problem in any way. So, I mean, the regular people who just kind of casually follow this thing are going to tell you, oh, Russell Westbrook, he's either really the greatest thing ever and everybody hating on him, or he's the worst thing ever and people overrating him. But the reality is, what type of contract any player's on could determine how much you can afford for them not to play well. And with the contract that he had, we just could not afford for him to play as poorly as he did. Even though he did a lot of things that really helped the team. And one thing he's going to always do is rebound the ball. And he brings something to your team that by himself that is really important, and that's putting pressure on the rim at a consistent basis. The Lakers were one of the best interior scoring teams throughout his tenure as a Laker. For better or worse, we didn't shoot as many threes, which kind of skewed the numbers a little bit, but ultimately we can count on consistent points in the paint just from his production alone. So I've never forgotten that he brings that to the table, and it is going to be an asset to the Denver Nuggets, who have plenty of shooting. He will pierce the defense. He will get involved in scoring in the paint, and I think that if utilized correctly, can still be a very lethal weapon, especially on $3 million contract a year. That is something that you can really win with if he's not wigging out in your uniform like he did for us, which really frustrates me as a fan, because I know that everywhere else he's played, including Washington freaking Wizards, he was like the best thing ever, which is why we paid premium top dollar to get him. But you know, it's just, we talk about this a lot when it comes to the LA Lakers specifically. Not everybody's wired to play here, man. They're just not. And sometimes guys play great in other areas where the pressure's not as high or where the market's not as big, and they come to LA and it's hard to really perform properly consistently. And that was his problem to me. He looked like he was just, all of his worst came out putting on our uniform, and as soon as he got out of here, went back to the Clippers, played pretty well. So that's just frustrating, man. I hate that for us, but it is what it is. So now he's with the Nuggets. I think that the fit is a little weird. A lot of people are saying the fit is nice. I don't know, to be honest with you, if I see a good fit there. Only because they are a team that already has an orchestrator who needs players who can catch and shoot. I don't know that they really need somebody who also needs the ball in their hands, especially if he's going to demand a starting role, which in this situation I'm sure he will. So for him to be trying to fill in for KCP, he's not KCP. Filling in for Bruce Brown, he ain't Bruce Brown. So I don't know if that he doesn't change the dynamic of his team to make them significantly less potent scoring the ball. Well, catch and shoot wise, you know, in that particular aspect of offense. But his defense is better than people think, and he is a hell of a high-level player. But you're going to live with his turnovers, which are going to be very frustrating for a very disciplined team like Denver. And if he doesn't play well, he really is an asset for the team you're going against, if I'm being completely honest with the turnovers, with the wigging out, with the bad shot selection at times. It can be a real headache when you're expecting a Hall of Famer to play with a high level of IQ. That's not why he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer because of what he can do physically and at volume. But if you're asking him to make decisions, he's never been one to make great decisions, and that's going to be a big problem for a Denver Nuggets team that executes as well as anybody, especially down the stretch basketball games. And losing KCP, a lengthy defender who can shoot the ball, and replacing him with Russell Westbrook, that is not what you want to do ideally. So I don't know what their vision is for Russell, especially playing with Jokic, who likely He's going to have the ball in his hands looking to make plays for people who can catch and shoot. He can catch and slash, but he can also take possessions away from his own basketball team, especially in the most inopportune times. So I don't really love this for the Denver Nuggets. I don't. I'll see what Mike Malone has in store, but I do not think this is a great fit that most people think it is. Not in my mind's eye. Now, if they make a way to make it work, fair enough. But I think if KCP was still on the team, or if they were able to get Bruce Brown back and then add Russell Westbrook to the fold, I don't think of it as much of a problem. But since they're going to be leaning on Russell Westbrook a bit more because they've lost those pieces, I don't know about that. And then you talk about the injury issues that have come about with Rashawn Holmes, their first-round pick, going down with an injury. So that piece is not in place now to otherwise take up even more usage. And then you got a non-shooting player like Christian Brown in place, who's going to be likely going back and forth with Russell Westbrook in the same role. So that's now two non-shooting players in regular rotation of the Denver Nuggets, a team that's known for catching and shoot. Their defense could potentially suffer when you lose these type of talent. Westbrook is pretty good, but he's not a lockdown defender. He's not a particularly tall person. So this is a lot of stuff that comes with that fit that I'm not overly excited about, man. I do understand that people are excited about bringing a Hall of Famer to their uniform, but when you talk about trying to win a championship, I don't know that Russell Westbrook can, if I'm being completely honest with you. He can play well in the regular season. He may be able to play well in some playoff games, but the stuff you're going to lose in doing, sometimes it's going to be his doing, basically. The stuff that you really can't let happen at the most inopportune times. My experience with Russell is he's going to be a problem in certain situations where you really, really need him not to be. So, yeah, man, I'm not of the mindset that the Denver Nuggets are a good bet to win the championship this year. I'm not. I think they've lost too much, and they haven't really made sense with what the moves have been made, and that the Holmes injury is just bad luck. So I'm not a fan of what they could look like this upcoming season. They still have the stars, but their roles players, they don't fit like they used to. And that's what I think is going to ultimately be the undoing of the Denver Nuggets in a very, very crowded and difficult to win in West. You can't have a role-playing core that doesn't fit with one another, surrounded by such a specific piece like Nikola Jokic, who plays a certain way, and if you can't fit in with that, you're probably going to be sitting down. So I think that crashes and burns, to be completely honest with you, but I have been wrong before. So we'll just check it out, man. A lot of experts will tell you otherwise, but I'm telling you, I don't see it, man. I don't see the fit there. So we'll see how it plays out, man. That's pretty much what I got to say. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.